although you're always going to have knife crime in existence in every sort of space where there's groups gathering. Up on the streets, it's going to go to guns. And all I've seen across social media in the last hour when I've been looking before I come live, because I look all day, but it's certain subjects looked at, but Tyson Fury has been coming up quite a lot. And I mean viral. Viral. And you've heard me be very critical and criticise certain OCGs that he affiliated himself to. And in the process, I've said some crazy words about him. Never about his father, because I've always had a deep admiration for his our fella. I think it's his our fella. And I've always liked him until he started screaming about a corrupt organisation who he considers friends. So when I've come back, I've been getting attacked, so I've attacked them. I've said some crazy words about him and MTK firm. I didn't say it personally at them, it was the MTK firm, basically. But he knows how bad life is on the communities within the cities of Manchester and Liverpool and where he's from. Around the corner from him, he's got Scouse that's getting ripped to bits. He knows exactly how the whole country is full to bits. You can see it, he's not daft, he's Irish. You know, he's a traveller at heart. He knows the dance, his eyes are wide open. They know exactly what's going on. It took a horrible, dirty situation like this for a powerful, iconic, fighting man to stand up on a pedestal and turn round and shout without giving a about what anyone else's opinion is, and screaming about how the mentality is of the youth who think carrying a knife is the best way to protect themselves. And when he's screaming phrases like knives are for cowards, he's damn right. He's damn right. And you know what? Thank the skies, because of the following he's got, the influence he's got across social platforms, the fighting background he's got, the travelling heritage, you know, the DNA structure coming from hundreds of years of fighting. He can get into the minds of thousands of youth if he stands on that pedestal continuously. Obviously, you've got to have the rest in peace, God bless the family member that's been taken by this knife incident. But I'll tell you now, it weren't getting mentioned until he opened his mouth about it. It's only gone national now because he opened his mouth about it. And that's how powerful his vibration is. And if he starts using that vibration to defeat and prevent more young minds getting involved in gang life and carrying knives and attacking adults and losing the moral capacity, you've got to back him. And I'll back him. I'll back his narrative. I'll back his situation. He's probably not asked about me. Are you on it? But this is about me. Looking at the situation for what he is now. With him out the way, he sort of switched. He might still be in whatever, but I'm not asked. What's coming out of his mouth now is what I appreciate from people of iconic status, with the money, with the network and influence to in place to protect the kids of Manchester and the kids of Merseyside. He's got it all there. He's only got to work on it for a year, and he will have kids coming through his doors, left, right and centre, getting disciplined, learning a moral capacity and respecting the adults. That should be the main agenda. You don't want these kids to grow up continuously like we was, hating on adults, hating on the authorities. You can't have it because it's going to be a messy place for them. Trust me. So I hope I've addressed that point. You asked me to speak about AJ. I did. You asked me to speak about Tyson, the Gypsy King. I did. Yes, mental health, addiction. Hope you're well. No, guy. That, so you think about... I'm not going to even bring him into the same conversation as them two. No guy has made a comment there asking to... What's my opinion of someone that's completely irrelevant to such a positive platform and conversation at the moment. Some nights it might go erratic and I might grab him by the neck and tell you the truths about him. But I've told you the truths about him. I'm not going to let negativity creep into this. Them two individuals there are from two complete different backgrounds. The thing they've got in common is boxing. That's what they've got in common. The both of them together, AJ, Tyson Fury. Look what they've done for British boxing as a whole in the world. One's come from that way and one's come from that way. Two different paths. Both started in trauma. Both started in like poor surroundings. Do you understand what I'm saying? But they both come from different angles. And if them two people, and one's white and one's black, so the race shout. And it doesn't matter what religious they practice or contemplate. It's not about that. It's about how they have managed as individuals with the right people around them to get where they are on the world stage, successful. Even though they mightn't think they're successful enough, to millions of us, they've absolutely smashed life. Although they're always going to have the traumatic backlash, which I try and encourage you not to get involved in. You look at all these individuals, you look at AJ, you look at Tyson Fury, you look at, there's loads of people you can mention, isn't there? But the subject we spoke about is them, so I'll use them. Don't think for 1 minute, because they've got £1 million houses and this and that, they sleep easy. You know, they live with things that they haven't accepted since childhood. Things that you grew up with. Experiences, images, scenes of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it lives with you for the rest of your life. And the less of that you can have with you going on into your adult years, when you start mature, the less with you from your youth. And you might be involved in madness and think you've left it, but it catches up to you later. The less of that you carry with you into the future, the better you'll enjoy your life if you do make your money. You'll make more money because you're focused on family life instead of that's dragging you back. The trauma, all the madness, all them adults that harmed you as you were growing up. When we was young, we heard of social workers, adults. You're on it? When you go into the system as a young man, 14, it's adults that are breaking your wrists. It's adults that are giving you body shots. It's adults that are locking you in cells. So straight away, you're looking at adults. You lose respect for your dad, you lose respect for your ma, because they're in the same category as the adults, talking to you just like they did, just like that policeman did, just like anyone in authority does. Even shopkeepers, when we were younger, had an element of authority. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they talk to kids like complete... Half of them would be nonsense them. Anyway,